My choice would be actually Kaiser White because even as an offensive player, defense wins championships, man. But Jalen Hurts is the obvious answer because everything rides on his shoulders. If he's leveled up throwing the ball, and I don't know if you guys heard my quotes last week. I don't need him to be great. I just need him to be good.
Yep.
Just get the ball with consistency to the receivers on time. That's it. We can get far in the playoffs with a good quarterback, with a good passing game. And again, just means being consistent. I hope they don't. I hope they limit him to less than 5 carries a game. And when I say carries, I mean called RPOs. I do not want him running the ball. Hand the ball off to the guys we pay to do that, and keep him out of harm's way. If he's got to scramble to get himself out of trouble, he can do that. But let's chill with the RPOs and keep him upright. But having said all of that, my breakout guy is going to be Kaiser White.
I'm going to give you somebody that I really think that neither one of us will give. And I'm going to give you somebody that we probably should have drafted or could have drafted from here who plays defense. And I'll keep going on. You probably will guess it. From the University of Delaware, he went to an AFC West team, came from the same team Kaiser White is. And I think that this player who could be a breakout is similar to him. I'm thinking about Marcus Epps, and his comp for him, I'm talking about Nasir Adderley. That's who I think we can have as free safety because Epps this is his first year in this spot being a starter, whereas no questions asked, not going to be spot filled. And as far as Kaiser White is, I definitely think that's integral to our defense, long-standing success at the linebacker. But man, ever since we lost Malcolm Jenkins, we've been struggling for safeties just as bad as linebackers.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'd love to see Jalen break out and be a top 5 quarterback in the league, but he doesn't need to, just because of what you have at your disposal. You have Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders, Kenny Gainwell, AJ Brown, Devonte Smith. I mean, the list goes on. So he doesn't need to necessarily be a top tier quarterback. He can just be good, like Marcus said. He can just be good. But my breakout is going to be a guy we drafted last year. Kind of started off a little slow, but really came into form towards the end of the season last year. And I think having him accompanied by Jordan Davis in the backup role, Milton Williams, I think is really going to have a really big year next year. I really think so. And I know like a lot of us, at least for myself, initially when the pick was made, we're all kind of like, okay. Guy from Louisiana Tech, whatever, no big deal. And then he started to come on, and then you're like, okay, I see why he was taken in the 3rd round. And I think just having Jordan Davis next to him is going to be pivotal in his success this year.
For everything opposite of Jake said, he absolutely has to be a top quarterback. Why? Because look at the weapons he has. He has everything. And from receiver to tight end to offensive line. I want to say running back, but you know how I feel about Miles Sanders out here, always on the sideline with some damn Sanders. So I absolutely agree to his call. Jalen Hurts, there's nobody bigger. And I think it's almost like too obvious. You want to kind of like skip over it, but it's absolutely obvious that Jalen Hurts needs to be the breakout star for this football team. He was mediocre at best last year. They only won because they decided to shift to the run game, which was his strength. And then the whole offensive line strength and the whole team strength. And they followed that train through. But just like Marcus said earlier, I don't want him running the ball. I want him sitting back and throwing. And he had a little over 3,000 yards last year, about 17 touchdowns. We need that close to 4,000. We need that close to over 25 touchdowns to put him in the conversation with the other more better quarterbacks. That's not even elite numbers, right? We're not even talking about elite numbers. We're talking about maybe top 12 and top 10.
No, I don't think Hurts needs to be this lights out quarterback. They're literally talking about today. Like, look at what the NFC is right now. He can literally be a top 5 quarterback in the NFC and still have a subpar year. Like, literally, the whole division, the whole NFC is open right now, just with everything that's going on with Aaron Rodgers and San Francisco and everything else. My breakout guy is Devonte Smith all day, every day.
My pick, who you can say kind of it's chalk because he's been here now for a while, but I honestly think it's Dallas Goedert. I honestly
For a second, I
think,
thought you were about to say Jalen Rager. No
I thought I was
lie.
going to say Miles.
No lie.
I think that Dallas guy. I think the attention so much right now is on AJ Brown, and then behind him, the attention is on Devonte Smith for good reason. And like they're going to be integral parts of our offense. But I think with Dallas Goedert, people are overlooking just how much of a mismatch he is on the field. And the only question mark with him is health. But if he is on the field, he is dynamic. And I would not be surprised if when it's all said and done, he leads this offense in some type of receiving category, whether it be receiving touchdowns or receiving yards, right? And he establishes himself as a top 3 to 5 tight end in the league. Like people will argue it now, but it's not like
solidified.
People, it's not unanimous. I think he has that potential this year as long as he stays healthy. And my argument to why like you can have a skill position player be the breakout guy without saying that Hurts should be that guy is look what the Niners did a few years ago, 2019, when they had Jimmy G. He was okay. He was good. He was solid. But you wouldn't say that. You would look at that offense and say, okay, the breakout player for that team was what, George Kittle or Deebo Samuel, the rookie. So that's my case in point is that they're tied in together. But for the breakout guy to come out of, I don't want to say nowhere, but to come out and establish themselves as one of the best players in the league at that position, I think Dallas Goedert should be in that conversation. I think, though, Devonte Smith was my other pick. Someone else who I honestly think was going to really, really show people that, hey, like he has the potential to be a top 5 to 10 receiver in this league. And just because AJ Brown is here doesn't mean he should get overlooked.